Testing, testing. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? In 1 second, let me put this chat up. Testing, testing. So that I can see y'all. Good morning, Miss Renobia. How are you doing? So, there we go. Trying to get my chat window up. Hey girl, how's it going this morning? So far, the weekend has been good. So far, it has been good, and I'm finally was able to get me a little bit of rest, so I'm happy about that. Oh, what's going on with my chat? Trying to get my. I'll tell you the truth. So I am going to actually do another one last printhead cleaning, and I'm going to remove this printhead, and this is going to be it for me with these printhead videos. So I don't know. Hey, y'all won't be able to really see me too good on here, but which is probably best because I am still in my PJs. Trying to get this chat over to the side. There we go. That's where I want my chat at. Okay. Trying to get my chat over on the screen. Okay. Yes, ma'am. I got a good chance to kind of relax and chill this weekend. And now I got to try to get this going before, like before the week comes. So this is the second print head that I put on this machine, and I did clean the print head a week or so ago, and things happen. Got enough, it's jammed up again, so I never actually got it going. So I'm going to try a new product today. This product right here is called Good Ease, and this is specifically for DTF and DTG printers. So I'm going to try this solution, and it is suitable for all print heads. So we'll give it a try. It comes with a bunch of different nozzles, which is really good, because the nozzles are well worth it. Has a nozzle for just about each kind of print head, and I just dropped one, and I know I'm going to need that for my Epson Echo tank. But I am going to remove this print head again for the umpteenth time on here. I thought I had the right screwdriver, but I don't. But I don't. Okay. Put some more light up here. So y'all may notice that the top of this printer is cut out, and I did do a video. I did a video where I cut out this piece, but I didn't do a video where I cut out this piece. But well, I did do a video, but I haven't put that video up. So This print head, the print head, and this is for mainly all of the big Epsons like this. They're going to be the same way. Screw here and a screw here. And that's going to take it off. This is the easiest way, I tell you, to remove this print head. You don't have to take everything off of it. And y'all may not believe it, but I don't know if y'all can see. Let's see. Let me try to turn. But this is on a Lazy Susan, honey. So that's a Lazy Susan down there that I got this one on. This one is a huge Lazy Susan that I ended up finding over at the thrift store. And put those two screws over by themselves. That print head lifts right off the cover. The print head cover lifts right off. Hey Jesse, how are you this morning? How are you this morning? So to remove this print head, and let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. I think I am actually zoomed in as deep as I can get, so I'll move that over and see how much light I can get. That's what I love about working with the Lazy Susan, y'all. So there's a screw gonna be here and a screw gonna be here. It's two screws, only two screws to take off the damper. So much easier doing it like this than the other way. Take the screw off. Miss Renovia, on the print head, the solution, you know, most of them don't tell you what they're made out of. They don't tell you exactly what they're made out of. This one doesn't have any thing on it where it's telling you. So you want to be careful of these leads. I'm going to take this little piece here off. This little bracket here, it actually holds that ribbon on. And there are two screws for it. One is off in here. So this solution comes off of Amazon. This is another solution. So I did try to wet cap this thing last night. And that screw failed. This is why I like to use magnetic screws. So if a screw falls, I can pick it up with the magnet. Oh, dang. And it fell all the way down off in there, y'all. Oh, I definitely got to get that out of there. Normally do not work on this end so much because I know that if the screw falls under there, I'm screwed. I just got to make me a mental note to get that screw out. So let me write it on a piece of paper and tape it up there so that I do not forget to get that screw from under the bottom of here, because I can't see it, which means I'm gonna have to shake this printer up. And let me try it quick. Don't even see it. I normally don't have my screw. I normally have my print head over here, but since I'm doing a video, I have it down on this end. And Now I can't see the screw, but I gotta make sure it dropped all the way to the bottom. And I got to make me a note. So y'all give me 1 second. Just tear off a piece of paper. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I will forget. Put that on there and just gonna put a piece of tape on there and tape that real quick. Find my tape. We'll use a piece of this tape. That's a good idea, Manolia. Let me do that. That is a good idea, sis. I've started writing notes on stuff to help me out with the remembering stuff. I take that screw out. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift that piece out. Normally I would, you should remember by being short a screw. But sometimes I'll be short a screw and I'll be like, what happened to that screw? And so now I just go ahead and make me a note. And I do put, like, if there's something that has screws in it, I will put the screw in it and sit it to the side like that. So we should be able to lift this head out now. So I did change one of the dampers on here. I think in the last video I was talking about doing it, and I did change it so all of the inks are actually coming through now. And you can leave it like that. I'm going to pull this one up. I am going to go ahead and unclip these pieces off in here, just so I'll have a little bit more freedom. This piece has a screw, so I'm going to unscrew it. Now I can take that and kind of sit it and let it hang to the side of the printer. And I have access to that printing. See if I can get up in there. Try to move the camera just a little bit. Okay. So, y'all, where I'm having the problem at, the back of the print head, those are my white channels. They're coming out just fine. And you can't see it on the paper, but they're coming out just fine. The front is where I'm having a problem at, which is, this is the head cleaning right here. Close that down. So this is the head cleaning right here. So the black is not too bad, but the blue and the magenta, those are the two pieces that I'm having a big problem with. And I tried a couple of things last night. So this video, I'm going to try to kill two birds with one stone. In this video, let's see what we have here in our kit. One or two of these. So this one right here will actually sit over the print head, and then you can just put the syringe. You can sit that over the print head, and then put the syringe here and push the solution through. Or you can do it the way that, you know, that I normally do it. And for this one, that tip, actually that tip right there does not fit on this. So let me find the bottom. I think theirs must go straight through with the tip from the bottom. That's still not working. Maybe there is. There has to be some type of tip that they have to make that work. That doesn't fit any of these tips. That doesn't fit any of these. Good thing I have my own syringes. So we'll just sit that over to the side. But last night what I did is on my first cleaning, I just did my paper towel and I put it down in here and cleaned it. And it pushed through just fine. Today I'm going to do it a little bit different because even though it pushed through and I put the paper towel down there and I could see all the colors going in, I'm going to take out this little piece. And I thought that the head would be clean, but I couldn't see the waterfall. I want to see the waterfall this time. So that's that piece. I want to see the waterfall this time. So this time I'm going to take the whole print head loose. And I don't really like to do that if I don't have to. Screw on that side. It's going to be a screw over here, down, under there. I always recommend that everybody, as you're doing something like this, that you would record yourself. That's the reason for the video. That's why y'all always see me record myself when I do this, so that if there are any questions or anything like that as I'm working, I can even refer back to my videos. I even do that when I'm working on designs and stuff like that. Do the same thing. Okay. So there is a spring over on this side. You cannot see it, but you just have to put your screwdriver in there and kind of pull it back to release the spring. I've seen some people do printhead cleanings and then they forget to put that spring back on. That spring is what holds that printhead down in place, and so if you forget to put your spring back on, and just about every Epson printer I've seen is made the same way. You forget to put that spring back on, then you got a real problem. I think I may have one more screw back there. I'm not positive, but it's moving, so it must not be. That third screw that I'm thinking of goes actually on the print head then. This one right here is a little difficult to get to unjar. Okay. Y'all sorry, but I'm gonna have to turn this around where I can actually see. I can get up in front of this thing and take this off. It's a matter of lifting that piece out. Something back there is holding it, so it might be an extra screw. Let me look. It's not screwed down. I catch it right then. There it goes. A piece here. You got fat hands like me, it's kind of hard to get that piece up. Because this back piece back here, we have to kind of turn it and wiggle it. Whew, so we got that out. I'm gonna put those screws. Put those screws back on it that are supposed to go there with it. That's how I don't get my screws confused, because the screws are different sizes, y'all. And so that's why I do that, because I be trying not to get the screws confused. Okay, we'll do the print head. When you get to the print head, there are going to be 4 screws. 4 screws. Let me take myself a little break. Grab me some juice. Hey, Craftable, how are you? Okay, Renovia, let me see. Okay, you said, are some colors made thicker, so to speak, than others? So, I think that the colors are actually lighter than are thinner than the white, but my white's never clogging. I'm gonna tell you what's happening. So, and this is the second print head that it's happened to. It's the film. So when I put my film in your print head, let's say this is a piece of paper and your print head's supposed to go from side to side, right? So my print head had been moving past the paper and then coming and hitting the PET film. And I think that happens when I load, when I have like a design and I put it in and then I go to change the media. I don't think that CAD link is recognizing that I'm changing the media. So what I did was I did do separate cues for like 8.5 by 11 inch, 11 by 17 inch, 13 by 19 inch. So hopefully I won't have that problem anymore. But what happens is that PET film, which is not made to go in this Epson printer, comes across and then the print head catches it right there. And if it catches it, if it has any type of little bend or anything, it catches it and runs across it. It's really screwing me up. And that's why, and what happens when that does that, that can actually damage the print head. So the first print head that I cleaned, trying to make that light back right, y'all. The first print head that I did and I cleaned, it did not move. It didn't budge. I just did it with hot water, distilled water. It didn't move. So after repeated cleanings, this is what I have, and it's still the exact same. So this print head, I think this is a DX7. It should not be that sensitive. But print heads will do that if they get, they get those strikes. And sometimes it can be permanent. I'm hoping not. I did clean it and all of that. But there are 4 screws. We'll take out all 4 screws that connect to the print head. 1 on that side, 1 on this side, and like that one. Sometimes I can just kind of barely unscrew them. Gotta find the right screwdriver. No, that'll damage your print head, because you gotta remember that's not paper. That PET film is kind of thick, and so that's what's called a head strike. It will damage it. I've had other print, and the crazy thing is that I just had replaced this print head. This is a new print head, that's on here. So it definitely should not. And it happened, and I actually have the video where I was doing the first print in the other video. And that's a video I haven't uploaded, but I probably will upload it so y'all can see the head stripe. Soon as I went to do the first print and I said, hey y'all, this is the first print after replacing the print head, it did it. And luckily I saw it do it, and then I knew, so now I know what's going on. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the print head out, and I'm actually going to kind of move this. I love everything being on lace, Susan, I'm telling you, it is the best thing in the world because you can get to everything. Okay, so pull that on up out of there. You want to be careful. So there's the print head. And I can see right away. I can see the ink cloud in there. Let me look. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put this print head in the way that it goes, that it's sitting. So what I do is, and this is what some people don't do, and move that back over there. So this is what some people don't do, that you could do if you have a cloud. So I'm gonna put this here, and I'm comparing. This is my blue channel right here. It's my yellow, my red, my magenta, and my black. And I know that my blue and my magenta are clogged, so I'm going to look down here for blue and magenta and try to see if I see any of those lines. And I'm going to actually sit this print head right here. Sometimes you will see, oh, sometimes you will see ink come out on one. Let me grab a paper towel. I've been doing these head cleaning videos for about 10 years. I'm tired of it. I'm really, really tired of print head cleaning videos. We have been, thank God for screen printing, because we've been screen printing like crazy. So I get anything to come out of there. I just want to see. So I'm going to try to clean this actually and leave this on here without me disconnecting it. Because sometimes, I'm going to tell y'all something. Not the CN2, but the CN5 right here, that is actually goes to that print head. And if you, when you take this out, if you pull this out and it does not, and then you put your print head back in your printer and it tells you that your print head is dead, a lot of times you've actually scraped one of those little metallic strips. And if there's enough room, you can go in with your scissors and just clip it and then put it back in so that it'll make contact. That's the only reason I don't like to take that off. But I have a little cup here. And so I like to use these little cups. And I can do this just like this, right? And come up over. You got to be pretty confident when you do that. And what I'm going to do is I am going to unhook this one just so that I have a little bit more wiggle room. So now I have this whole thing free, and I can do whatever I want to do with it. If I want to bring the dampers up and all of that, I can kind of move around with this a little bit better. Yep. And I can see some damage right here. but that's not, I can see a little bit of damage on the print head, but not where the actual line is. And let me see if I can get over here. Like there is a line right here where you can see a chip. See if I can. Right here where I'm touching, there is a little bitty chip, but it's not along the headline, so I should be able to deal with that. I actually thought this was a smaller cup that I had, but looked like I got the big cup today, and I was actually trying to get the smaller cup, so I'm gonna do that over to the outside of the print head. Let me get a box and sit it up there. I don't want to clean it on the inside. With being on the inside, I want to clean it out to the outside. Because I ain't trying to wet nothing up. So now I got it up like that. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to focus on, I know that the blue is messed up, so I'm going to focus on this one. Which one of these goes in. So that goes in like that. Pop that over there. And we'll get some of this goody solution. Y'all know what? Last night I must have I was looking for a screw last night, and look at there. I done dropped the screw inside of the bottle. Well, at least I found it. It's not the screw that goes in here, though. That's another screw. Okay, it is showtime. It is showtime. So, let's see if we can get this on the video. Put my glasses on. I need to see this. Okay, so I see exactly which head is the blue head now. I got the blue and the magenta coming through. Okay, that's the magenta head. That's the blue head. Okay, that's what I need to see. I'm gonna try to push this through and get a waterfall. Oh, that's weird. I swear I see the majority of that coming through, but my glasses are fogging up, y'all. So let me put this down here and put it up. This little Amazon light really does come in handy. Clean off these glasses. Okay. So I'm looking for a straight waterfall. Okay, so I don't see, like, at the back of this blue back here, my waterfall is straight. I got another video. I know y'all probably can't see this waterfall, but the back of the stream of the blue is coming out straight, and then there's a little space, and then the front is pretty, you have something that's coming out, which is very consistent with what I'm getting here. The back of the print head is firing off there's a space, and then there's a little bit of the glue coming there. So that lets me know where I need to concentrate at on the print head. So I'm going to try the other one, which is, we're not worried about the yellow or the, I know that the whites are working fine. I'm going to flush this through, and then I'm going to put, just let this print head soak. And the last print head, y'all, I did steam and it unclogged it from the bottom, but I'm going to tell y'all where I messed up at. I dipped my syringe in that hot water and ran it through the inside, and I don't know what in the world I was thinking, because there are like these okay, delaminate. Okay, so the inside of the print head has this laminate, and it delaminated that print head. When I did, I knew as soon as I did it, I was like, I done messed up. Same thing with this one, but it's coming more and more. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I need to let the print head soak a little while. So that's all you do. And you can actually start to see stuff coming through in different places. Even the white, you can even see white ink coming through. And all of that good stuff. Now, the reason I say do this to where you don't unhook that is because you can damage it, but you can unhook it. I unhooked it last time. I don't like to unhook it. If I can clean it like this and it will get just a full you know, just a full stream, then I would do that. Not getting the full stream, so that will fit just perfect, y'all. I'm gonna put it in this cup, because with this cup, it's not actually touching the bottom and it's not touching the top. So I'm gonna put that in there, and I'm gonna put a little solution inside there, and I'm gonna let that sit. You gotta make sure you don't get that end right there wet. We'll let that sit and see. IDUS says, can DTF inks be used with DTG? Andrew, I would use DTG inks. Some DTF printers like the Brother printers, they now, you can convert those from DTF to DTG, because DTF is actually DTG. So the inks are basically the same, except for that you're printing on the film. So I don't have a DTG printer, and I've never trained anyone on DTG, so I'm not exactly sure what it is that you need, but I think the inks may be just a little bit different. So I would not use, if I have a DTG machine, then I would check with the manufacturer and see what they say. So y'all can see the inks, the ink is coming through, coming up out of that print head, and we see pink and we see black. I'm not really seeing too much of blue, but we're gonna let it sit there for a minute. You can also do a reverse flush, which is where you put the syringe in and pull up. That's on a serious clog. What people do, where people make their mistakes, is if I have, let's say if I have a bad clog and I start to come up through the print head this way, Whatever ink I pull up this way, I want to pull this off, and I want to dispose of this. I don't want to put it back through, because what happens is people will pull it up and then they'll push it back down. So you're just taking that clog up and pushing it down, up and down, and you can mess the print head up that way. So I don't do that. Don't let it keep cleaning. Looks like it's pretty much soaked. Whatever it's gonna come out of it has come out of it. So I have been busy. It's been almost what? How long has it been? About 3 weeks, really. I did a video the other day, but not much. It's been about 3 weeks, I think, y'all, since I've really been on YouTube going hard. And that's mainly has to do with my screen printing business, with me trying to training Benjamin. And I did put a video up of Benjamin of him printing in the work that we're doing over at the shop in the t-shirt printers group on Facebook. So this is my last time fooling with this printer. I don't know, y'all. It's pretty much gonna be it for me. If these heads don't come clean, and I'm actually thinking that I may end up converting this over to Eco Solvent inks, trying to make up my mind and decide if that's what I want to do. But I should be here on YouTube tomorrow doing a video. I may come on live and do, even though my nights are Tuesdays and Thursdays, I got a lot of videos that are kind of like ready to go that I need to. So I'm just cleaning around this. Y'all, the other thing is, I'm gonna tell you on another print head, my nozzle was actually clogged here and not in the print head. So you can take this loose, and then the whole print head will come loose, and then you can flush this out. But I don't think the clog is here because the paper jam hit at the bottom, where it would hit at the bottom. And so I don't feel like the clog is there. I know that the clog is at the bottom because I caught it on video what happened. So okay, that's what I was looking for earlier when I said you can put your print head down if you're trying to see where your inks are coming from, what line is what color is what. That way you know where to concentrate on. I see a couple of clouds. There is, I don't know if I can get it, but right there you can see a piece of cloth ink, and I don't think y'all can see it up that close, but it is right there on the tip of that. Little bitty clouds, just the littlest cloud come out. A little bitty fine. There's another one. There is a little tip of white cloud that came out just then, so that's good. Sometimes you can actually see those clouds coming out. I will use this sponge over and over and over again, y'all. You can even take this sponge and wash them, but they come like 52 a pack, so it's not really a big deal. Yes, ma'am. Right, Craftable? It is way less of a headache. I know when I was doing my videos, a lot of people in my group were like, "Why do you want to do Echo Solvent?" And you know, and they were saying a lot of negative things about the Echo Solvent because you have to pull the vinyl. But even the vinyl is easy to pull. It's just, you know, it's a lot less maintenance, a lot less headache, and you know, especially if you're not picking out a bunch of prints, and even if you are, you know, I mean, the DTF machines, it's only going to do so many at a time. But we was rolling for a hot minute, girl. We was rolling over here. um Ken wants me to go ahead and convert, he wants me to go ahead and convert that 9890 over to DTF. um and I think the wide format printer, it may be a lot easier. um you know, but still, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know, because it's a DX7 print head itself. And so, you know, I'm kind of like, if this one's giving problems, then, you know, you would think with this being a stylus that it would not be so much, you know, of a headache. But yeah, it's crazy that the vinyl is so easy to weed with the Echo Solvent. It's crazy. Yeah. I actually have, um, I wonder, did Stahl send me a new Echo Solvent? Stahl sent me something, but I'm not 100% sure of what it is. Um, I don't know what it is. I was gonna say maybe it's another Echo Solvent material, but I think that it may be some type of reflective print or something like that. I can't remember what she told me, but they sent it to me about 2 weeks ago and I haven't gotten to the video. So we'll see. But if you haven't tried, if you have not tried their material, you really, really need to try it. I think it's been on back order, and I could send you a little bit so that you could try it. It's awesome. It really is. It is off the chain. And you can sublimate on it too. So, but you can't print it. You can't print it with the Echo Solvent ink. But I was able to sublimate on it after, like, you know, like print it on my sublimation paper and then cut the Echo Solvent material and put it on the shirt and then sub on top of it, and it looks really good. Okay, y'all, let me try another waterfall. What I do with the ink, with the container. So if it's a stubborn clog, I'll let it sit. Um, Sometimes, and I tell y'all what I could have did. I really could have heated this solution up. Not super hot, but just warm, like heated it up to where it was just like warm. Oh yeah. You can even see, you can see the particles on the back of, let me see if I can get a good, you can see the particles on the bottom of, can y'all see that? Those particles that are on there. Yeah. You see those ink particles that are, yeah. Those are clogs. Little bitty chunks of ink. So I'm gonna rinse this out and get all of this off of there before I put any more solution in there. Make sure that I'm putting more clog and clog. Put a little bit more solution. So what I like to do, not to use up all of my cleaning fluids, is you can clean the print head. You can flush the print head with your regular distilled water, but it has to be distilled. So I will like do my flush and then I'll go through, because honey, you can buy a jug of distilled water and it lasts you forever. Because these are Aqueous printers, they're water based, so a little water ain't gonna hurt it. Not a little water ain't gonna hurt it. Okay. Let's see what we can get here. Oh, that looks good. Nope, nope. Spoke too soon. There it comes. It's coming. I still see a couple of lines, y'all. Know what that is eating through that plastic? Well, it's just gonna have to eat through it. So it looks like I'm gonna have to let that sit on there for a minute. Let's see, that one, the blue. It's the pink and my blue. That's giving me here. Let me put this solution in here because it looks like this is. No, it's not. I think it's just me getting. I just had it wet. I think that was me doing something. Messing up. Right there. I don't see it coming through anymore. Okay. The South Opaque 2. Let me see. I think it's the South Opaque 2. Let me look and see if I can. Looks like I've just about got the blue back, y'all. Yep. And I don't know if y'all can see. Y'all see that cloud? Y'all see that cloud right there that just came out? A big one, too. Yep. So that's what you're looking for. A lot of times people don't keep going. You just got to keep going when it's bad, you know, until you get it to where it's coming clear and you can see all of the lines. But that was a big one. So I am moving my other screen print machine. Y'all know I brought the screen printer down here because I thought, okay, I'll be able to screen print in this room, but the room is closing up on me. and I'm just not going to be able to screen print down here. And so since we've been doing so much work down there at the shop, I've decided I'm going to take it back down there, because the whole point of me having a home office is for me to be in a happy space. And with this office, with my office here at home having so much stuff in it, I feel like I'm suffocating, like it's turning into a workplace and not a fun place, although it is a workplace. So the home office is really supposed to be for me to do, you know, my YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I just got so much stuff in here. So one of my heat presses is going to go down there. I actually have another 12 by 12 room that I can make into me an office. So eventually my office will be down there. I didn't see anything come out major that time. So yeah, eventually my office will be, well, I'll still have my home office forever. I'm going to have a home office forever. I've made up my mind as to that. But I will have an office there at the shop. Renovia, let me show y'all something. So tell y'all about my printer while I'm doing this. So I had to order these little cameras right here. I ordered these little cameras for the shop. They're called IMU or IMOU. It comes two in a pack, and I ordered these off of my Amazon channel. I'll probably do a review and put it on there. But this you can access from the cloud. It has an app on your phone, and also so it has an app on your phone, or you can access it, you know, just from your desktop app. And that's going to give me the ability to be here at home, sitting in my office and seeing what's going on in my shop. I had a huge problem on Thursday with the new guy that I hired. With him, I told him, I said, okay, we don't have any orders to print, so I want you to clean screens. And for me, it'll take me about 15 minutes to clean a screen. This is plug and play, by the way, y'all. And you can just put it up on the wall. It does 360 and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to go down there and install these tomorrow, because my guys are working Tuesday through Friday. So I'll be able to come on Monday. So I had him to clean the screens, and I can clean about 15 screens an hour. I never expect anybody to do what I can do, right? So if I can do 15, I figured he could do 10. And what he did was just basically not do anything, y'all. He did from 8:30 to 12:30. From 8:30 a.m., that's the time that he got there. I got there at 12:20, and when I walked through the door, he had cleaned all of 7 screens. All of 7 screens, y'all. And so I sat there, right? And I watched him for the next hour clean 12 screens in an hour. And then I started getting pissed off, because now you're riding my clock. I know you're riding my clock. So I ended up leaving about 2 o'clock, came to the house, sat here for an hour. I took all of the screens out of the shop and brought them to my house, because that's where I wash my screens at. Took all the screens and brought them to the house and left 11 screens there, and told him that he could not leave until after those screens were cleaned, right? This guy makes $17 an hour. So from 2 o'clock to 2. I got from 2 that was at 2 o'clock. I got back there at 3:14. All 11 screens were cleaned. The shop was cleaned up, everything off, and he was ready to go. So when I walked in the door, because I hate for people to play, games with me, right? Now that's one thing that I'm not with the game playing. Don't play games with my money. I'm just going on cleaning out these other ones, y'all. This one has a perfect string. The black is almost perfect. So I hate for people to play with my money. So when I walked in, I wasn't really saying anything. I walked over and I looked and I saw the screens, that 11 screens were clean. I had allotted for those screens to be cleaned in 4 hours, which means, 17 times 4. 4 hours of work to clean those screens. So he took an extra, really like an extra 4 hours to clean. That's like $80, almost $80 that you're going to screw me out of. Good $75, right? So I just looked at him and I said, I want you to explain to me how from 12:30 to how from 8:30 in the morning to 12:20 I walked in the door and you had only cleaned 7 screens. So did you clean like, a screen and a half an hour or what? And he said, oh, it took a while to get going, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay. But from 2 to 3, you were able to do 11. And during the time that I was sitting in here watching you, you did like 12. So it was like crazy. And I started to just say, you know what, this is it. But he looked at me and he knew I was serious. So we let that go. That's strike one. When you're like, all this past week, I told Ken, I said, I feel like I'm back working. I'm back at work doing this training, because when you're training somebody, I see a little clog in there, y'all, in the black that came through. When you training somebody, it's like, I want to train him myself so that he learns how to do things exactly how I want it done. But I don't like it when people play games with me at all, because I don't play games with people, and I don't want you to play. In order for you to work for me, you have to be able to work, self-efficient. Thus, shop cameras are going back up. That was my mistake. It won't happen again. The other thing is he's been having too many errors. So we're going to try to work through all of that to where this week and get all of that stuff done. And I thought about it, because I remember one time I trained this guy named Christian. Christian was a great worker, y'all. Let me tell you how one worker will mess up another worker. So CTR, this guy, Christian was a college student when he came to work for us. My nephew was working in the back, and at the time they were working on the automatic, and I had a camera back there on my nephew, because my nephew likes to smoke that Mary Jane, right? And so I told him, I said, hey, don't let me catch you smoking with my shirts. My shirts back there is going down. And I know, because he's my nephew, he feels, oh, he can get away with a lot of shit. So when Christian came to work for me, I told him, I said, don't let my kids get you fired, right? Because I'm going to get in their shit, but I'm not going to fire them. Well, I did fire my niece, but my son and my nephew, I've never fired them. I'll fire them for a day or so, and then they can come back, because that's family. So I put a camera back in the back, right? And I heard my nephew, girl, tell my worker he had them burnt up some shirts on the press. And I'm talking about these shirts was like flaming. I'm talking about just burnt, crispy burnt. He tells Christian, hey, just hide those shirts under here because she never comes to the back. I would have never known had I not had, you know, the video camera. Honey, so I heard him. So I told him, I said, I ended up going back there. He was so slow. He still didn't know I had a camera. So I went back there and I started walking around, reached down, found the shirts, pulled the shirts from up underneath the auto. And I said, what are these burnt shirts? What's that smell? What are these burnt shirts doing here? And they both looked stupid. And then I called the boy outside and I said, didn't I tell you don't let my nephew get you fired? So tell me what happened. And he told me. The only reason I didn't fire him is because he told me exactly what my nephew said, which was what I had heard. And then my nephew asked me, how did I hear it? And where were you standing at? How did you hear? I said, oh, I was standing outside the window on the side of the house. So I went y'all another 3 months before this boy figured out that Annie had a camera and could hear everything. And the only reason they found out is because one day I had a customer that walked into the front office, and my son Z was talking to the customer. He's really good with talking to customers. So he was up talking to the customer, and the customer walked in, and the customer was saying, yeah, well, Miss T said that it was going to be this price and she would give it to me for this and blah, blah, blah. And he was actually trying to get over on my son. Well, now I'm sitting at home on the computer listening to everything, right? And the only way that they found out that I had a camera is because I said, as the guy was talking, I said, no, sir, I didn't say that. What I said was blah, blah, blah. And you should have seen the look on my son's face because he was sitting there on the computer. And he looked and he said, all I could hear him say is, Mom, Mama, where you at? And he was looking all around trying to find that hidden camera. And he was like, Mama, you in the computer? Are you in the computer? And I was like, yeah, baby, I'm in the computer. And so, you know, it just goes to show. So it's good to have that, you know, for customers, because, you know, especially if you like me, you want to work remotely and you're doing something and they're doing something. I don't want to, you know, and my thing is, like I tell them, this is for y'all now. I've done what I needed to do in this business. You know what I'm saying? I've done what I need to do. Y'all want to eat. I'm going to eat good every day. You know, print shop or no print shop. So, you know, but people will try it. They'll try to get it off, you know, if they can. This is looking pretty good. These are the white ones back here that I'm cleaning, y'all. And those white nozzles are looking pretty good, but look at that clog. That's on the outside where that's getting. So, honey, I'm telling you, people will, and family, no family, you know. So I always, like with the new guy that I have one guy, Vic, and Vic is the older man that y'all sometimes see in the video when I post videos. Me and Vic are actually friends, so we have a different relationship than, you know, the typical worker. So I had to remove Vic from Benjamin's presence because Vic would say things like, and this is last week, Vic would say things like, "Oh, T, we ready to eat. You know, dang, we need a break. We need to do lunch. I'm ready for some lunch." Well, I buy Vic lunch all the time, right? We cool. We go out, we eat, we sit, we chill, we go to the volleyball bar, we drink together, all that stuff. That's my homeboy turned worker, right? So our relationship is different. I had to pull him to the side and tell him, because what happened is then the new worker sees that, and then he's like, "Yeah, we want, we want lunch." And I have to tell him, "Hey, I don't provide lunch," you know. So, things like that you just have to be careful of, because one worker will spoil, your other workers, teach them bad habits and stuff like that. So I had to tell Vic, "Hey man, what I do for you, that's me and you, what we do, but this is a business, and this dude on an hourly pay, and so me and you, we do what we do. You come in, you help out. We have a whole different thing going on." So you know I had to explain that to him, and then once I did, he was like, "Yes." So I was like, don't ask me to bring you nothing back to eat when I'm going up out of here in front of nobody, because it just gives your employees the wrong, the wrong ideas, to where they think that they can do stuff. And so I think that, and that's the other thing, is Vic comes in and he does pretty much what he wants to do, and so it has my new guy thinking, "Hey, I can sit around and I can lollygag too." And so I don't even think he's figured out that Z is my son, you know because my son doesn't look like me, like my nephew. And so my son called me and said, "Hey, this guy's down here, and he's not on his job, y'all. This white is looking These white colors are looking really, really good." It's crazy, because everybody complains about the white clogging, and here I am dealing with these other colors clogging. And like I said, it's the that head from that head spray. Sometimes you can get that out and fix it, and sometimes you can't. Hey, Bobby. Is Bobby in here, y'all? I seen somebody say, "Hey, Bobby." Oh, okay. Yeah, I see Bobby. Hey, Bobby. Go back to, so every color is clean now except for that magenta and that blue. I'm gonna keep working on it. So y'all, I will run, like, don't leave your print head just sitting in regular distilled water. I will at the end of this, I will go through and flush one more time with my extra cleaning solution. Yes, ma'am, CT. Yes, CT, are those friend privileges. But it's kind of hard, like when you run a family business and then everybody's cool, and then you bring somebody else in that's not family, because they want the same privileges that they want the same privileges that everybody else has. But I'm gonna tell you, um I love running a family owned business, but y'all, it's hard. It is really difficult, because family will do things the way that they want to do it. And the whole point of me training this guy, I'm actually training him to hopefully take over and not need Ken as a master printer, right? But I want him, so like, because normally, it's me and Ken. I do the designs. Ken is the master printer. The boys help out. But Ken runs the production, right? And so when you're married to your head printer, right? There are there are certain things that you can't say, or that will take, it's just harder. So with your kids, you can say what you want to say. I mean, if you that kind of mom like me, I can say stuff to my kids, and they don't take it personal. But when you're in a married relationship, it can cause problems in your relationship, because you feel like, hey, you know how to do this better. And your husband or wife may be like, hey, you're telling me what to do, right? And so in the earlier days of our business with me and Ken, we would bump heads on that type of stuff, with me going back there and me trying to tell him how to run the production side of things, how to run the print side, right? And so we had to come to agreement that, hey, I deal with the customers, I deal with the artwork, I run the administrative part of the business, and that he ran the production side of the business. So when it came to the print department, I would not let any other employees, you can't come and talk to me about the prints, right? Because that's his department. And then we would have meetings, just me and him individually, and talk about what was going on in the business. And that was how we were able to successfully work together. Because everybody has to have their place, and you can't throw muscle around when you are a married couple. You can't say, well, this is my business, or this is, I want it done like this, because you're married and it's joint. And so, and me knowing that there would not be a T-shirt shop Dallas without him. Maybe there would have been a T-shirt shop Dallas, but maybe it would not have been as successful. The business would not have had the longevity that it has had for over 20 years without him. It definitely, and I know that. And you just have to kind of look at things, in a different way than you normally would. Employee boss relationship, when you're dealing with family. It's and there are a lot, like I said, it can be kind of, feelings can get hurt when you're dealing with family, with kids and husbands and cousins and sisters and stuff like that. I've had to fire my sister before. But it is, at the end of the day, it's business, and you have to look at it as business. But when it comes to the marital union, that's where I really had to sit back and say, hey, we building this together. These are your duties, these are my duties, and that's how we worked it, and it worked perfect for us. And I have fortunately, I've trained a lot of couples printing, and it seems like me and Ken end up doing marital counseling and stuff like that, because you get into a situation where couples really can get into really, really bad, in a bad way, you know when you're dealing with business and family. So Ken's at the point when now, I've been saying it for a couple of years. Ken's passion was not to do t-shirts. His passion is breeding. And he's selling dogs internationally, and training, and running, the ABBA, and doing what makes him happy. And I want him to be free at some point to really just go after everything that he wants to do, because the t-shirt business was my dream and my passion, and I want him to reach the level of success in his business. He's awesome at what he does. So, you know, bringing in Benjamin, I'm hoping it's going to be a good thing. If he doesn't work out, then it'll be, the next person. But hopefully, we'll be able to get some people in there that I really, really, can depend on. And I can say one thing about hiring someone who's not family. I have been able to, with all of the mistakes that have been made. For you got to remember, this guy's been printing for 30 years, and it's kind of hard to teach a old dog new tricks, so to say. And so I approach it. I listen to what my printers say. I listen to what they tell me, because I know that there's more than one way to skin a cat. And so with him, I really give him that time to listen to, what he has to say to me. And, hey, if it's something that makes sense, it may be something that we implement, in the shop. And that's something that I learned from my son. My son went and worked for another company. Uh, Once upon a time, we were slow, and he went and he worked for a company that did swimsuits, and he came back and brought me a lot of new ideas. So, if you listen, you have, and when you're running a business, you listen to, if you have employees, even if they're your kids or, you know, friends or whatever, you know, it doesn't hurt to listen to suggestions, because sometimes those suggestions may be really good, for your business and help you. So, yes, ma'am. Yes, right, Bobby. Sometimes they don't have the same desire as you, and it's okay, you know. And sometimes it causes, issues. Like my mom asked me yesterday, she asked me, just yesterday, we were talking about Pam, and she asked me, why did I fire Pam? And I hate to say fire because it's such a harsh word, right? But I just told her, hey, sis, this is not going to work out. Um, this isn't the position for you. You know, it was a situation where she didn't want to deal with authority. You know, she's my older sister, so it was hard for her to take, it was hard for her to take criticism from her younger sister, or for me to, tell her what to do. She wanted to be argumentative all the time. And so work was not getting done. And, it just, like me, I don't care. For the most part, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay, I just opened up a couple of more of those channels in that printhead on that blue, y'all. Um, and she just didn't want to, just couldn't accept authority. And it was one thing with me, but then when it got to my husband in the print department, it was another thing, because I may run the administrative side, but he ran the print department. So if you back there working in the print department, guess what? You got to listen to the person you know, who's over that. And that's what happened. Hey, oh, my beautiful daughter. Huh? Yeah. Hey, Mom. Hey. Y'all, Milan is here. Baby MJ is in the house. Hey, girl. How you doing? You here to see me? Baby MJ will be back in um yeah, me and Pam broke up. We broke up, right? That sounds better than fired. Baby MJ will be back, y'all, in how many more days I got, Mimi? 6 days? Is it the first?
Yeah.
So August 1st, I will have baby MJ back. She is crawling and she appears to be a different baby than what she was when she left, y'all, which means we're gonna have to do some adjusting and learning, and hopefully she not getting into everything. Okay, so I am seeing a little bit coming out more and more out of this blue. I'm gonna do my pink one more time, and then I'm gonna let it soak a little bit longer. Oh yeah, that's just, stories of, we're just talking about, like when you're dealing with family and business. Yeah.
Don't mix it.
Well, you gotta mix it. Sometimes you can mix it, but you just gotta keep it, keep it business. Like I was telling my fire Pam, and I fired Sita. Had to fire my niece because my niece could not talk on that phone. She kept answering my phone and saying, um. And my customers were calling and saying, who's answering that phone? Okay, y'all. So the magenta channel is still very clogged. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more cleaning solution in here. And I'm going to let my magenta channel sit a little while longer. And then I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, y'all. Yeah, y'all know, hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Miss Renobia. Hit that thumbs up. I'm going to get off of here and I'll let it sit for a little bit in the solution. And then hopefully I can get that, keep working on it and get that clog done. And then I will come back, hopefully sometimes today, and show you guys the finished product. One thing that y'all can do is, and I think I told y'all that about cleaning in those dampers. And I did that last time. I know it's not the dampers. So I'm going to get off of here, spend some time with baby MJ. And maybe me and baby MJ will come back on a little bit later today. But y'all have a blessed Sunday. And I will see y'all in the next video.